Hey everyone, welcome. Here we are after quite a while of riding the Shimano CUES 11 speed on my son's hardtail, and I think it's time to take a look at how this component worked, if we had any issues with it whatsoever, and overall if I still recommend the Shimano CUES 11 speed now in 2025. It was July 2023 when I first talked to you about this, the Shimano LINKGLIDE or CUES drivetrains made for everyday rider that are supposed to last a lot longer. Definitely these are made to work with e-bikes and not break cassettes anymore. We've used it ever since, and I think we're in a position to take a look at how this worked, especially since we definitely neglected this bike for the last 2 years. I'm talking about not washing it frequently, just riding it in all type of conditions, especially in fall and then winter when you get all the messy or salty snow splashing all over the components. What you see here is probably about a month of neglect when we just put the bike away and went skiing. And you can see that chain definitely getting some surface rust, and that happened in storage, so we didn't use it like that. The chain is still good, as you can see it here, tested with the Park CC4, I would recommend this, or the CC2, which is kind of conservative. That one comes up to 0.5. It's probably my fault because I insisted in using wax on all our chains. And in conditions like that, I should have probably used some wet lube. However, if you remember from my many videos on Shimano CUES or LINKGLIDE, the chain itself is just a standard 11 speed, but it looks like that LG, I think it's 500, the chain that is recommended for LINKGLIDE is not better than a Deore, so you don't have any fancy coating on the surface. So you got to take care of it, especially if you're riding it in conditions like we did all 4 seasons. Cassette doesn't look bad at all. Obviously, it was exposed to the same elements. However, the plated steel that these cassettes are made out of, they lasted quite well and is not worn enough for that rust to penetrate the cassette itself. If you look down from there, the derailleur itself, yes, it does have a few battle scars. Yes, it worked just fine, but as you can see here, that clutch definitely needs some service. We're talking about maybe 400 or 500 kilometers altogether, and so not that much, but the Shimano clutches tend to be quite dry from the factory. So make sure you follow my how to service the Shimano clutch video that I'm gonna post in the corner, and take care of it if you see it knocking like this when pushing down on the derailleur cage. In that video, I talk about this Shimano grease that Shimano used to recommend for their clutches. These days, they actually have this specific grease for the Shimano clutch. Use whichever one you have. This one was recommended starting with the 12-speed drivetrains. It just lasts a little bit longer. The shifter worked really great. This is not much different from a Deore or maybe SLX Deore M5100. And I do have a video, I'm gonna post it up in the corner, where I give you guys all the different features provided by these different shifters, and also what to expect from them in terms of build. Other than that, one worry that I had was in regards not to the bottom bracket, which is just a standard Deore MT501, but with that ring that they introduced to take off the play. Well, I'm here to say that it didn't move one bit. There is no play in the bottom bracket, and you can expect the same longevity from a CUES crankset. coupled or used with a Shimano bottom bracket. The narrow wide chainring is also made out of steel, and you can see a little bit of that surface rust may be transferred from the chain, but otherwise it didn't seem to have rusted excessively by itself. Once again, very much neglected drivetrain for the last couple of seasons, especially this winter when we rode it on snow. Not ideal conditions, and then we put it away in the garage. Don't do that at home, guys, unless you have that chain protected with some wet lube appropriate for the conditions. So what do I think about Shimano CUES right now after using this on a beater bike? Well, it is definitely one of the greatest budget options from Shimano. You can see it here working even with that rusted chain. The shifting is great going up the cassette. When you shift down toward the harder gears, you do have the LINKGLIDE to help with the overall shifting. Now, this is not Shimano HG Plus. That was designed for fast shifts and also lightweight. CUES or LINKGLIDE are designed for longevity, and you can see that shifting down the cassette that is definitely dampened. That's supposed to help with the longevity of the chain, and indeed it seems to help. Obviously, if you take care of that chain, it might last even longer. But I'm curious if you guys use these CUES drivetrains. You know they are fully compatible with the Deore 10-speed and XT LINKGLIDE 11-speed. Those you can buy retail. These are only supposed to come with new bikes. Mind you, Shimano just launched the drop bar version of this. That's for recreational road and gravel riding. These are fairly heavy given the all steel construction and the thicker base of the teeth, but there are some ways to eliminate some of that weight. Actually, I have in front of you here an U8000 cassette that I'm gonna do a quick video about. You can use the XT shifter if you want with Shimano CUES. Anyway, a few other things that you can play with to make this more usable, add more features, or to lower the weight a tiny bit. What about you folks? Do you use LINKGLIDE on a standard bike or an e-bike? Do you have any experience with CUES? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys found this useful. I think Shimano totally missed the boat on advertising this in North America, even though the quality is there. And you can see me here looking at the parts when visiting Lake Placid for the UCI cross-country races. And if anything, in 2025, highly recommend you guys to take a look at this when you build that beater bike or a commuter bike, or when you want to build a drivetrain and not worry about it much. CUES information, how to install, compatibility. I have a lot of videos. I'm gonna link them up in the corner. Again, I am a fan of this. I am curious if you guys have any experience or questions for me. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, hope to see you folks on the trails. Cheers, guys. Cheers.